Hello there, I'm Jules and I just thought I'd introduce you to some of the props that I use when focusing and exercising my feet. So I've got here, this is a standard yoga block. You don't need a chip foam block at all. It's purely there for me to rest my feet on when I'm sitting on the chair. Okay, so sometimes chairs are a little bit high and some of us don't have quite as long legs, and sitting on the chair is uncomfortable unless you have your block underneath your feet to adjust the height of the floor. So you can use a good book or perhaps a pile of newspapers, something firm to rest your feet on when you're sitting on a chair. I've also got here some props that I use for exercising my feet. These are, you can buy very beautiful and lovely wooden foot rollers, but these aren't foot rollers. These are in fact plasticine rollers I bought from a craft shop, and these are very much cheaper, and I use them in just the same way. Put them on the floor and roll your feet over them with just as much pressure as you like, and some of them have got different markings on them, slightly different patterns on them, so they give your feet, the bottoms of your feet, a slightly different massage. Then I've got a selection of balls. This one just a standard old tennis ball. And again, I use that as a foot roller, as a massage for the underneath of my feet. And I've got here a couple of other alternatives. This one is a bit like a dog toy. It's got little pimples all over it and doesn't have a squeak in it anymore. And that also I use for massaging by rolling that foot. These balls are normally slightly rubbery, so the intention is they don't slip away. And then I've got a third ball option, and this one is a very much harder ball covered in little spikes. And again, I use it with varying amounts of pressure, depending on how my feet feel. And again, I use that to roll under the feet. So those are all things that I use to exercise my feet. This one I use for the feet and for the hands. I have another of these Ageless and Active videos focusing on hands. I use this more for the hands, but I also can use it for my feet. And I use this mainly as a prop to try and help me improve the flexibility and strength of my toes. So I'm wrapping my toes around the sponge, and this is just a piece of cut up car washing sponge, about that density. So you've got a light piece of sponge. I cut them in squares rather than into ball shapes because squares don't roll away quite so far when you drop them. Okay, the other prop that I sometimes use, particularly if I'm going to be sitting for a long time, say to focus on my feet, is just a simple rolled up towel. And I just make a little pad with the towel by rolling it up. And then I can use the towel as a small pad just to put behind my back to give me a bit of lumbar support. Okay,